Operators are symbols that help us modify data values, very much like a function, but using symbols instead of names. There are three types of operators which are directly related to how many symbols the operator uses, or operands. Let's look at those now. One of the first types of operators would be called unary, which means it would have one operator. That would be, for instance, like plus for sum, or maybe minus to do subtraction. Another one would be binary types. So binary, which would have two operators. So here we have such as greater than or equal to, and then less than or equal to, which would be the opposite. And the final type of operators would be ternary operators. So for instance, triple equals, which triple equals will define for us whether not just a value is equal to another value, but if they are the same type. So two strings, two integers, so on and so forth. That would be different than just the double equals sign, which just tests if the two values are equal, not if the types are also the same. Another type of operator would be comparison operators. So here we're comparing, like we saw before, double equals or triple equals. We could use not equal to, which could be defined this way, or with two greater than and then a less than symbol. It could also be a greater than or less than, then a greater than equal to, or say a less than or equal to. Also, we have concatenation, which we use a dot, and this is a way, like a period, for us to put together two strings. For instance, we could say in double quotes, hello, and then the period or the concatenation dot, then double quotes again, and then world, and then close the double quotes and then a statement, so the semicolon, and that would actually equate to hello world, all one word, no spaces, because we didn't have any spaces in our string to start with. Another one would be arithmetic, such as plus or minus, asterisk for multiplication, or then a / for division. We could also have auto increment, which would be the plus symbol, so plus as an operator. The way we would use that is to take a variable, say for instance, count, and then put plus after it, close that statement with a semicolon, and now count each time this line goes past would increment by 1. You can also do type casting, so casting such as int, so int of foo, so this would take whatever the variable foo had in it and make it a integer. And then let's say we could do casting as a string, $foo, which means it would be double quotes 1, so the string instance of 1. And we could also pass it through with Boolean casting, so bool, $foo, and that would then equal to true when we cast it because it's a non-zero value, and 1 would equate to true. Another operator could be assignment operators, so like equals, which is going to be assigning all of our variables. We also have plus equals, which would be to add automatically at the assignment. We also have dot equals, which would be for string assignment. So now what we're going to do is head over to Workspaces and take a look at these operators and how they're used in a code format. So let's talk about operators. There are a lot of different types of operators in PHP. So we're going to break this up into a couple of different videos here for you. But let's start with understanding some basic ones. The first is arithmetic and the next is string operators. So an operator is anything that takes one or more values and yields another value. So when we're adding numbers, we're using a plus symbol, that's an operator. When we're using a minus and we're doing subtraction, we get a difference result by using the subtraction operator or the dash. So let's define some operators and get started using some arithmetic operators. So we'll go over to our code. We're going to remove all of our previous information. And we'll start by defining a few integers. So we'll do a is equal to 10. And then we'll do another one, which will be b. We'll set that equal to 10 as well. We've got two different variables, both with 10 as their value. All right, so let's start with doing some base arithmetic operators. Let's start with sum. So sum and the sum of these two numbers. So we'll do A, and then the plus or the addition or sum operator, and then B. So we've seen this before, nothing really drastic here, but that will give us a sum result of the values of A and B. So let's do a few more here. So we'll say difference or diff, and then we'll do A minus B. Okay, that will give it the difference of the two. How about we'll do the product? So product. So we'll be doing multiplication here. So we'll do $A. The operator here is the asterisk. So asterisk will do multiplication or give you the product of the two. So and B, close it with a semicolon. And then one more here, we'll do the quotient. So quotient. Okay, and then to divide, we'll do A, and then $B. Okay, so here are 4 operators that we will use very often with arithmetic. So let's echo these out and see what we get. We'll actually put them down here in a unordered list. So scroll down and create our unordered list. All right, same thing. We'll add a few list items here. All right, and let's do some echoing. So open up our PHP tags and say echo and then sum. All right, close our PHP tags, and then we'll do a few more here. So we'll copy and paste this in, and we will do all of our other operators. So there's difference, here's our product, and then our division or our quotient. All right, save this, and let's do our preview. Okay, so 20, 0, 100, and 1. So that gives us our addition, which 10 and 10 is 20. It gives us our subtraction, so 10 minus 10 is 0. 10 times 10, our multiplication. And then 10 divided by 10, our division. So there are all of our results. The next arithmetic operator that we want to talk about here will actually be auto-incrementing and auto-decrementing. This is something that you might want to do as we're looping through things. We're going to get into loops a little bit later, but let's just say we wanted to take a value, one of these values. Let's say our product here. So product, and then we want to just add 1 to it. So we could do product equals product plus 1, okay? So now we'll save this, switch back over and refresh, and you'll see our product is 101. Let's actually remove all these other ones by just simply commenting them out to make it clear that we're working with just the product. Switch back over and refresh. So just 101. So now product is equal to product plus 1. Makes sense. Now how can we do this with PHP, an operator for auto-incrementing? We'll just simply say product and then plus plus. Let's save that, and it should give us the same result. Right. So if we do the opposite of that, minus minus, it will auto-decrement. So refresh, 99. So plus plus and minus minus are 2 more operators in PHP for arithmetic, one for auto-increment and one for auto-decrement.